Trump. We're interested in, you know, we're just interested in making sure we get good moderates in there. Let's see here. I haven't been on Instagram in quite some time. What is this platform called? Thank you, Ali. Thank you for all those likes. We love to see it. I don't know how to. This thing is off. I hate this app. I love the Ellisons. I was so glad when they brought it. But I am just. Be sure to go to Twitch. Hey, Ali. Thank you so much. There we go. We're live. We're live on the Twitch. We got one viewer. Welcome to the party. If you are not here right now, you're missing everything. Welcome, Twitch.tv. How can we make dark money contributions? Ali, give us gifts. Come on, man. You can give us gifts. You can go to YouTube, be a super chatter. I'm going to go ahead and show the chat on the stage here. How's everybody doing today? It's been a busy news week, but I have some things lined up that I think you're going to be interested in seeing. Just give me a minute here. I'm going to pull up my articles. Got a couple articles. I actually prepared some things for you guys, girls. Hey, thank you so much for the confetti, Ali. That's good. We're looking on we're going to be reading an article here to start things off. God damn it. I don't want stupid pop-ups. So I read an article today in The Lever. It actually happened to get pretty close to what's actually going on in the Democratic Party, and it's making me deeply, deeply uncomfortable. If you want to see the full stream we're doing, be sure to go onto YouTube or Twitch. My friends, the Ellisons, have a very, very strict content rule. Thanks for joining us, everybody from YouTube. So, headline of the article: Majority Democrats has assembled within a party of PACs. Hell yeah. Wealthy donors and consultants. That's me, baby. Connie is in the house and testing the limits of campaign finance law. The scandal was minimal, a blip in a Democratic primary race in New York's Hudson Valley. But the incident was an early sign of a powerful new political machine playing an unprecedented role in Democratic primaries. We've been playing precedented roles in primaries, people. We've been here the whole entire time. That is what we do. We play roles. We play them well. The reason why everybody's freaking out is because they think that we're on the precipice of some leftist economic populist blue wave. But I'm telling you right now, it simply will not happen. It's just not going to happen. We're here to stop it, people. We're here to stop it. And if you want to be a member of the Democratic donor class, then you can be sure to drop a like and a follow. We're going to keep going with this. I forgot to go live on Instagram. That's funny. That's funny. My ex-wife just texted me. That was disappointing. Here we go. Perfect. Let's go ahead and go live on the Instagrams here. We're gonna get going. We're gonna get live. We're gonna get live from New York. Democrats, dark money. Don't forget, everybody. We're also going to be doing. We're going to be covering some anti-BDS legislation that is at risk, which I am very, very sad about. One of my friends, who's a very big lobbyist, came up with that. That was a big winner. I don't know why I can't. I hate Mark Zuckerberg. He stopped giving to the party. And, it's just, it ain't what it used to be. It ain't what it used to be, folks. I already have connected streaming software, you bastards. Whatever. We're not going live on Instagram. Let's get down to business. I don't got time to play around. What is this? And I swung them around like a labubu. Thank you, Babinda Thornberry. I love the wild thornberries. The problem, back to the article. The incident was an early sign of a powerful new political machine playing an unprecedented role in Democratic primaries. The problem emerged in February. Jackie DeRosa, a political communications strategist, has been fielding questions for Kate Conley, a combat veteran vying for New York's 17th congressional district. But when controversy erupted, Rosa circulated a memo bashing Conley's opponent as a far-left political operative. The strategist claimed she'd mount the attack on behalf of an outside group, not the campaign. However, Rosa's email signed off listed as an organization with a different political group, and her email address was tied to yet another organization, a shadowy Delaware consultancy. Delaware is the place where dreams come true, people. That you can do anything you want in Delaware. I swear to God, it's like Las Vegas for Russian oligarchs. If you want to set up a shell company, if you want to sell Panamanian diamonds on the black market, all you have to do is just go to Delaware. You can register whatever you want. Part of the reason for that is because of the DuPont family, who did a whole hell of a lot for the United States of America. Excuse me here. My light is a little too bright. I don't like it seeing those grays. My ex-wife left me because I was my ex-wife left me because I was too old. So, be sure to tell her that she's an evil bastard in the chat. 4 separate entities, all tied to a single strategist, seemingly collaborated on messaging against a candidate, even though campaign finance law theoretically limits close coordination between campaigns and outside spending vehicles. There are a lot of things that campaign finance law is theoretically supposed to do, but the good news is that when you're running the campaigns of the people who are in office, you don't have to worry about anything. It's great. I mean, all we do is just... the FEC is a toothless organization. Look what my ex-wife did to my tie. She has more teeth than the FEC does. It is a joke. I love working with the FEC. They're so nice. One time they gave me a warning that somebody was going to threaten to launch an investigation against me. Do you know how fortunate I am? Hashtag blessed. Hashtag Mallory McMorrow. Jesus, my closet's open. Are you kidding me? Hang on a second. You see what happens? Consultant class, when your ex-wife, you let her. This is what happens when your ex-wife finds you in bed with somebody who has been your physical therapist for a torn rotator cuff you got at the White House Correspondents' Dinner last year. She cuts your ties and she breaks your heart. It's my 9th wife. Goodbye. Anyways. God damn it. I was supposed to remove this paywall. What the hell? My God. I am not a robot, you stupid bastards. Here we go. Thank God. Here we are. So basically what this article is discussing is the fact that there is a dark money-backed enterprise of unparalleled scale and complexity. The Influence Networks brands itself is boosting Democrats' electoral prospects ahead of the 2026 midterm elections. But the project's true ambitions go much further, and that is where I come in. This thing was born in the ashes of the 2024 defeat, when Kamala should have given up her candidacy for Hillary Clinton. Everybody knows that. This new operation has taken inspiration from Democrats' free market neoliberal turn after stinging defeats in the 1980s and 90s and infused it with the deregulatory zeal of the abundance movement. My God, I am getting a little bit aroused right now by all this talk. Funded by Silicon Valley billionaires with skin in the game, the network is exploiting the country's increasingly threadbare campaign finance laws to elect a new generation of leaders on board with bringing the party back to the moderate middle. That's me, baby. This is my entire thing. This is what I'm in it for, baby. A machine that operates as 2 big-name new organizations, majority Democrats, Alyssa Slotkin, and the bench. Because we know the squad is cool. So we have to do some 2-syllable stuff to make ourselves seem cool, even though we are not cool. But we are rich. And so what you can't have in cool, you can buy in jet skis. And everybody loves a jet ski. No one loves us, but they love our yachts, okay? Both tied to a single venture capitalist turned secretive Democratic advisor. Who's that? Oh, how are we doing on stream here? I don't have any chatters. We got 3 viewers. Thank you, Twitchers. Thank you, YouTube. Say hello if you're here, please, for Christ's sakes. God, it's so lonely in my house right now. It is lonely here. We're sad. Look at me. I am old, but I'm happy. Wow. We got 17 followers on Twitch. That's pretty amazing considering the fact we've only been doing it for 1 week. Democrat consultant is a powerful movement, as you can see from this article we're reading here. I'm looking on my YouTube right now. I love that. YouTube is great. I love Sergey Brin. He was a very inspiring young fellow when I invested in YouTube back in 2005. Now, back on what we were talking about. The convoluted arrangements are sowing confusion on the campaign trail about the various roles campaign operatives play and who pays them. Huh. God damn it. I love a confusing babushka doll game of election finance fuckery. The ambiguity may be the point. Political influence networks backed by super PACs, which have no limits on money they can collect from billionaire donors, have become widespread. But the many tentacled network of majority Dems, the bench, and their affiliated groups appears to be intervening in campaigns' day-to-day operations to an unprecedented degree. Experts say these legal workarounds could undermine campaign finance rules, blah, 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 blah. Who gives a shit? I'm 115 years old. All right? The only thing I care about are annualized returns and ways that I can make the world worse for the kids who don't talk to me. That's what mogging is, okay? Mogging is putting your money over your grandchildren. I am mogging the entire generation of young people who want better elected officials. Who's shadow banned? I'm not shadow banned. I'm right here. There's people joining. Chad Parsh joined. Don't forget, you can give me gifts on TikTok. You don't have to like it. Experts say these legal workarounds could undermine campaign finance rules, yada, yada, yada. Who gives a shit? These groups are major players behind the scenes, one Democratic campaign consultant, granted anonymity and speaking candidly, told the Lever. I've never been set up like this where the political action committees are openly coordinating with campaigns to the extent that they are. Inshallah, it will continue. That is the only way we can beat Hassan. Okay, people? That is the only way we can beat Hassan. The only way. In response to the Lever, majority Democrats in the bench disputed this characterization. Oh, it looks like I'm shadow banned now from TikTok. Great. Thanks, Ellisons. Sorry, everybody. I'm going to go live on Instagram because the Ellisons don't like me talking about stuff like this. Losers. Jeez Louise. You got 2 viewers. I love that. In response to the Lever, majority Democrats disputed this, and the bench disputed this characterization. I actually wrote this press briefing. It was fantastic. So these practices are fully compliant with the wall and not uncommon, said a majority Democrat spokesperson. We understand the urgency of this moment. demands challenging the broken status quo and elevating the next generations of leaders who can build a sustainable majority. That is code, people. That is code for we, the Democrat consultant class, are finding the most moderate politicians we can find that are pro-super PAC, pro-billionaire, and we're going to shove them down your throat. Because Hillary Clinton is a once-in-a-generation talent, and we're going to have to, it's going to take like 4 to 10 Alyssa Slotkins to make up for her loss. And, we're less concerned about the Trump administration, and we are more concerned about the Hassan Piker administration. So the only way we're going to be able to beat candidates like Abdul El Sayed and Oliver Larkin and Khan Abu Ghazaleh is if we come together as moderates and destroy what's left of the organized labor movement. That is what centrist Democrats have been fighting for quite some time. By the way, if you are in the Instagram Live, please be sure to go to democratconsultant.com and join us on Twitch or YouTube so you can see what we're looking at. Now, we're going to get back to our article. We're talking about Democratic dark money groups. It's quite fun. Hello, everybody. Say hello in the chat if you're here. Be sure to like, follow, subscribe. A spokesperson for the bench told The Lever that it has a strict firewall policy between campaign and Super Act activities. Bullshit! That adheres to federal regulation. Bullshit! Oh, sorry. Woo! Oh, I love sneaking around the FEC. The FEC is, look what my ex-wife did to me. She cut my tie. Hey, Electra Gillis. Thanks for joining. My ex-wife cut my tie, and she has more teeth than the FEC does, okay? There's no denying these major groups' financial might. New filings reviewed by The Lever show that majority Democrats and the bench have together raised $8 million so far this year, most of which came from tycoons like hedge fund manager Stephen Mandel and NVIDIA board member Tench Cox. Tench Cox. Jesus. These guys are fucking losers. But the good news is they give us money and we're losers too. So we love you, Tench. Other major donors to the network include venture capitalist Bill Hellman, Netflix co-founder Reed Hastings, and crypto CEO Michael Novogratz. I love those crypto guys, man. Whew. Man, I thought that you all thought that the Teapot Dome scandal was corrupt. Those crypto guys, man, they are dirty. These donations build on seed funding from the likes of LinkedIn co-founder Reid Hoffman, who spent millions supporting Democratic presidential candidate Kamala Harris while urging her to go easy on antitrust and big tech. Please go easy. That's why Kamala Harris was a great candidate. She might have made things a little bit more palatable for the working class, but ultimately she was going to do the right thing by billionaires. That's what I liked about her. I liked her because she allowed Joe Biden's team to ruin her chances at election. And, I think all of our billionaire donors in the Democratic Party feel a whole lot better that Donald Trump isn't president because that's good for business. I'm making a little bracelet here. It's my promise bracelet. So as you can see here, we have this insane diagram. As you can see here, this is my organization, The Bench. Majority Democrats fund. We got Stephen Mandel, who's my guy, Tench Cox, Mark Helsing, Mallory McMorrow. Mallory McMorrow is my absolute fave candidate right now. And I love that she's only a few degrees of separation from Liz Smith, Andrew Mamo, Precinct LLC, Bench 527, Our American Future Action. This is how you get... this looks like something from, this looks like a family tree of the Habsburg Empire. It's so inbred and disgusting. And I that's what I like to see the Democratic Party moving towards, is something that is not an effective opposition party, but really is a pro-business party, because that's what we need to be if we're going to ever defeat the radicals like Hassan Piker, who we will be talking about here in just a minute. But as you can see here, we're doing a lot of work to make sure that people like Mallory McMorrow, who's a Pinot, progressive in name only, that's what we call her on the cocktail circuit. She's a Pinot Grigio. Mallory McMorrow is nothing to be afraid of. Mallory McMorrow is a great Democrat because, you know, she used to have some progressive policies, but really what we look for in candidates isn't policy. We just look for people that are completely bankrupt of having any kind of morality or values. And anybody who is willing to have their face blown up to the size of a tractor tire and carry it around with a marching band, that is somebody who is deeply, deeply committed to becoming someone important. And if you have somebody who is driven and is interested in becoming important, that is somebody that you can give money to and they will change what they believe. That is why I love Mallory McMorrow. Now, Abdul El Sayed, on the other hand, he seems to have a conscience and belief system. You can't work with somebody like that. I'm sorry. I know there are a lot of people out there who think he's hot. Blow your... No, I'm not going to do that, Andy. What are you talking about? Big structural Bailey. That's right. That's exactly right. The Baileys. Exactly. Joe and Eileen Bailey. That is who we do this for. The average Americans living on borrowed time in Long Island. And just like us, they have tons of houses. Here we go. Front runner Abdul El Sayed just passed Mallory McMorrow. And God bless America. Are you serious? What? This is what happens. This is the kind of danger that is happening in our and this is what happens. If you start talking about raising taxes and universal health care, he better believe the bench is coming after him. He better believe it. He's going to have some big problems. He's in Scotland. Sorry, I'm going to go ahead and share a link here with somebody who's interested in hopping on the stream. Just excuse me. I'm just doing a little bit of streaming work here. God, this is so hard. I hate it. No, I don't want the kids for visitation. I'm streaming right now. Oh, here we go. Oh, God damn it. Poor Haley. I miss her. Haley Stevens represents the kind of forward-thinking leadership Michigan needs in Washington. Yeah, I put a ton of money into the SEO campaigns. Somebody just brought up the California governor's race. There is a lot of Googling that is happening for Mahan, who is a centrist. He is a majority Dems candidate. We are supporting him via Super PAC funding and with My Billionaires. We did dump a ton of money into the SEO search engine, which is nice. Oh my God. Hang on a second. Cory Booker. Everybody just wait a second. I want to see what Cory Booker has to say. Here we go.
And are in deep pain and wounded by what they see is happening right now, hold tight. The best chapter is upon us if we can get the leadership right, because we're about to turn a page. The generation that is my parents' generation is leaving the stage. A new generation of American leadership is coming up. I am telling...
We are not leaving the stage, Cory. I hate to break it to you, but we are not going anywhere. I don't know if you're hearing this on Instagram, but Cory Booker is claiming that the next generation of a next generation of leadership is coming, but we're not going anywhere. I'm 115 years old. Emperor Palpatine didn't take power in the Intergalactic Senate until he was 120. Yoda was 900 years old when he died. Some of the best work that has ever been done in Star Wars happened after the age of 100. So if you think the Democrats are about to hand over the reins to the next generation, you're wrong. And Cory is with us on this. He's just saying what the base wants to hear because he knows every once in a while they have power, namely when they vote. Luckily, we haven't given them any candidates that can beat the couch.
You right now, as heartbroken as so many of us feel, and I'm telling you in this moment, if America hasn't broken your heart, you don't love her enough. And so all those people who love this country and are in deep pain and wounded by what they see is happening right now, hold tight. The best chapter is upon us if we can get the leadership right, because we're about to turn a page. The generation that is my parents' generation is leaving the stage.
I love Cory Booker. I think he's so full of shit in the best way possible. He does nothing, but he makes it sound so poetic. Oh my God. The Democrat. Oh, these are the worst Democrats that we have. AOC, horrible. Zoran Mamdani, radical. Melanie Stansberry held up a sign at the State of the Union saying this is not normal. Thank you, Andy. Thanks for joining us from Scotland. Bless your heart. Bernie Sanders, I hate that guy. I can't believe he's still allowed in Congress. I tried to ban him from Soho Club in D.C., and it turns out he wasn't even a member. Wasn't even a member. God. Elizabeth Warren, she's a traitor. She's trying to go after my friends in the big banks. I hate that. Hate that. Love the big banks. Love private equity. Why can't we have nice things, people? That's all I'm asking. Why can't I have nice things? Why can't I go to my vacation homes and just be allowed to play PlayStation on a bunch of designer drugs that make me feel something and not feel bad about every time I prop up a government that's committing war crimes or doing backroom deals on behalf of defense contractors? I don't understand when everybody got so bashful with Democrat Graham Plattner. I hate this guy too. Awful person. We got one viewer in Twitch. Thank you so much. Thank you so much if you're in Twitch. I appreciate it. If you're on YouTube right now, I can't see you, but I can see the chat. Say hello. Trying to get an idea of where we're getting our viewers. Right now we got 2 viewers. We're on big stuff. 5 on Instagram. We're just starting. We're just starting out. Oh, God. Now, there's some very interesting news coming out of the state of Illinois. How many people know what anti-BDS laws are? Me and my friends passed them. Basically, what an anti-BDS law is it makes it illegal for anyone to boycott, divest, or sanction the Israeli government, our dear friends in AIPAC. This is one of the ways that apartheid ended. So now all the radical leftists who think that Bibi Netanyahu is not my BFF, our BFF, they want to use it to get people to make the Middle East unsafe for our allies. Unfortunately for us, it is legal to make it illegal to put economic pressure on our allies, even if they allegedly happen to be committing war crimes. Now, that's what an independent expert of international experts has said. But frankly, I think the people who didn't agree with experts during COVID were stupid. But I think when it comes to international law, if you listen to experts, you're an idiot. That does not make me blue MAGA. Blue MAGA doesn't exist. So anyways, we've been denying war crimes have been happening on behalf of Benjamin Netanyahu because he's a friend of ours, obviously. We love that guy. And so it's illegal for companies to try and, yes, exactly. Free speech means speech that keeps the free market flowing. Thank you, Jaws. It keeps the free market going. So basically in 2022, the Ben & Jerry's ice cream empire refused to sell ice cream to our friends in Tel Aviv. And so in the state of Illinois, for instance, the Illinois Pension Fund was forced to sell all of its shares of Unilever, who owned Ben and Jerry's at the time, and all the pension members took a loss on that stock. They had to do a fire sale. It was pretty fun, which means nobody is going to screw with our allies ever. It's bad for business. It's bad for them. It's bad for business. It's bad for the military-industrial complex. We just keep pumping arms and weapons to our only democracy in the Middle East, and there is nothing you can do about it at the local level because it's illegal to boycott them. Now, that's the American dream, right? That is what it's all about. You know, citizens united for me, but not for thee. You know, it's speech for a corporation to spend money to express speech, but as a citizen, you are not allowed to boycott, divest, or sanction from, you are not allowed to have your local government exercise free speech, even though they're supposed to represent you. That is why I love being a consultant. That is why I love being a consultant, because I exist in this class of characters. I'm on Mount Olympus. I'm on Mount Olympus, and all of you plebs have to follow the laws. Raytheon and Rafael Systems need our help. They are just small bean military-industrial complex contractors. I completely agree with you. And when people say things like that, that's what makes me happy. Look at this. 38 states have passed bills and executive orders designed to discourage boycotts of Israel. That's what it's all about, people. That really is what it's all about. Hang on a second. Anti-BDS hearing April 30th. Here we go. The Illinois Coalition of Human Rights, they are having the Illinois Human Rights Advocacy Protection Act. They are trying to introduce an anti-BDS repeal bill. If you turn in a witness slip by April 30th, apparently that will help them. That will help them bring people to this hearing that they're having. And we've already blasted this out nationwide, so anybody can sign this thing at this point. And if you're willing to fill out one of these witness slips, then apparently you can try and stop this beautiful bill that me and my friends wrote, which makes it impossible to boycott the military-industrial complex that has already claimed the lives of tens of thousands of people. Unfortunately, it does make us sad, but not as happy as quarterly earnings reports do. That makes us really happy. Quarterly earnings reports is what makes the world go round. It's the reason why you have Christmas. It's because the companies that you work for are able to exploit you. And, we in the Democratic establishment are okay with that. We have turned, we can barely hear anyway. So we just turn down our hearing aids and just keep enjoying our time in Washington, D.C. That's why I'm making a friendship bracelet right now for one of my defense contractor BFFs. And then later tonight, I'm going to be going to Dennis Prager's birthday party. And we're going to be discussing how we can get more pro-capitalist content out there on the airwaves. I don't know if anybody sees here, but we have the Illinois Coalition for Human Rights. They are trying to do they're trying to repeal anti-BDS legislation, which would make it easier to boycott our best friend, Bibi Netanyahu, and his wonderful, wonderful country. I've been to the Wailing Wall many times, and I've kissed it with Eric Adams, and then we kissed, and it got weird. But I'm going to be helping Eric with his cryptocurrency. He's a good Democrat. We believe in the free market. That's why I think people don't understand that we love the free market more than we hate the America First movement. Because the thing that really stresses us out, love Dennis, smoke a cigar with him for me. Yeah, I will. Dennis Prager? Hell yeah, man. We'll definitely be doing that. Definitely be smoking a stogie Maybe throw some eggs at some unhoused people. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. That's why we don't like Hassan Piker. It really has nothing to do with his positions on anything. It has to do with the fact that he understands that it's all about money. And, you really can't trust. Just a little word for the wise, okay? If you want something to change, go after the money. Because money, whether you like it or not, is the only incentive for anything that happens on a large scale is money. You got to get the money. And any politician who's not talking about the money, I hate to break it to you, they're probably not too committed to making things better for you on an economic basis. Because that means that they're taking money from somebody, likely one of my clients. And that's just the way the world goes. I'm just giving you these tips because one day you're going to need to make a decision. Am I going to continue to be miserable and blame people in power for my problems? Or am I going to pull myself up by my bootstraps, become the great grandson of what was his name? Scooter Libby. That was my grandfather. Scooter Libby, the Scooter Libby, the Scooter Libby from the Bush administration was he was my grandson, but I am part of the Scooter Libby dynasty on my cousin's side. So you got to decide if you want to become a Nepo baby and start changing things in this country for the benefit of the wealthy and stay in the wealthy class, or are you going to continue to complain about money in politics and Citizens United and I want avocado toast, I want to be able to afford a home, It's up to you. I don't really care. I'm going to be fine. I have more boats than children at this point, and I've been married 9 times. So I have 18 children, none of whom I speak with. But I do have 19 boats now, which is pretty cool. So anybody who told you that you go to sleep at night feeling lonely if you don't have family, I'm 115 years old. Can you believe that? Does it look like I've lost any sleep? No, I'm not. I haven't lost any sleep. I haven't lost any sleep, People say, oh, why didn't you guys codify Roe v. Wade? How are we going to raise money if the Democratic base wasn't afraid of losing Roe v. Wade? How are we going to do that? Jesus, you guys are all amateurs. You want things from government officials? Ew. I know, it's gross, right? Somebody's just speaking the truth of the consulting class, and everybody finds us morally reprehensible. Well, you better get over this woke stuff. It's like Alyssa Slotkin says. Great gal. She used to be in the CIA. Hell of an operator. She always says we need to reclaim alpha energy. Well, here I am reclaiming it. It never left. We just let everybody go crazy with all of the, not economic populism that kind of took over there. That was great. That distracted people for a long time. And let me just get something straight. All of the movements for social equality and things like that are so important, but they aren't going to change. We aren't going to change social inequality. You aren't going to change it unless you change the economics of social inequality. And if you want to change the economics of social inequality, then it's going to cost me and my friends a lot of goddamn money. So I can't let you do that. I'm sorry, but I just can't. We can't let that happen. All right. We got a lot. We got a lot going on. Whew. Oh, Hassan Piker. Jesus. I hate this guy. Oh, here we go. Let's watch this. Let's react to this quote here. You all ready for this?
If you steal from the poor, you become rich. If you steal from the wealthy, you go to prison. So there's only one direction where you can do unlimited theft and erode the social contract for the 99%. There's an invisibility baked into the system that allows the wealthy to engage in this sort of behavior. Because I mean, it's a cliche at this point, but like wage theft is the most consequential amount of theft that takes place in the United States of America.
Guilty.
If you steal from the poor, you become rich. If you steal from the wealthy, you go to prison.
Yeah, and that's exactly the way it should be. That's exactly the way it should be. I don't know why anybody's complaining about this. Everybody knows it. But he goes on to say that it's okay to steal 4 lemons from Whole Foods. Those lemons are worth $1, $2, maybe $3, depending on where you're buying those lemons. So if you're going to steal $12 worth of lemons, that is going to take a hit on the economy. That is going to take a hit on the economics of, it's bad. People should not be stealing anything. I don't know why anybody would want to. I don't know why anybody would want to steal. I understand why billionaires do it. That is just called capitalism. That's okay. Over 4,000 young Americans are alive today who might not be because of the 988 unaliving and crisis lifeline we built together. The grief of losing a child is something that no parent should ever have to know. It's pretty crazy he's saying that because we did ignore the grief of all of the parents in Gaza that lost children. So yeah, I don't think that quote's going to age well. But then again, last time I saw Joe, he was Texas two-stepping, but I don't think he was all there between the ears. That does not mean I'm not ready for him to run in 2028. So don't put words in my mouth, New York Times, if you're watching this. Ooh, near a tangent.
There are progressive governors like O'Malley and Cuomo who've taken a much more balanced approach on budgets, where they've looked at taxes as well as reforming programs and cutting programs. And so I think that's the approach the American people are supporting.
There's a viewer here who wants you to take us deeper into entitlements by Twitter. Ms. Tanda, do you know what the president means when he says entitlements are on the table? Any specifics and anything you would endorse?
Yeah, I mean, so there are a range of entitlements that,
This is the kind of dynamos we need in the Democratic Party. And that is why Neera Tanden is going so hard against Hassan Piker. And she's not going hard against Donald Trump because there are a lot of overlaps. There are a lot of overlaps in her policy and Donald Trump's policy. As you can see, she's just a moderate. She's just a moderate trying to make ends meet. Oh, here we go. Let's cook. Mallory McMorrow. I can't get involved. She's too great. Oh my God. I'm going to quote this one. As you can see, the center right is growing like the Habsburg family tree. It's very rich, very inbred, and boy, is it tons of fun. Join the consulting class today. Hey, everybody. I'm not sure if anybody saw, but Hassan Piker was promoting the crimes of Luigi Mangione. It was really, really terrifying stuff. It kept me up all night, just knowing that somebody could make the connection between the claims that were denied by United Healthcare in the interest of shareholder value. There were shareholder value in denying claims for thousands and millions of people that needed healthcare. So it's just so short-sighted of anybody to blame the United Healthcare CEO for committing I think Hassan called it social M word. Yeah, okay. Well, you know what, Hassan, if you want to go all woke about it, that's fine. But to say that what Luigi Mangione did was disgusting. I mean, Brian Johnson was an American hero. If you saw United Healthcare stocks at the beginning of I don't know, but he made United Healthcare shareholders a lot of money. And that's why I think Hassan Piker is evil. He is horrible for the Democratic Party, just like Abdul El-Sayed, Bernie Sanders, anybody who isn't on the bench or in majority Democrats, which is my favorite organization right now. If you want to see a dynamo young people organization, take a look at majority Democrats. We're trying to get pro-life, evangelical pastors. We're trying to get oh, here we go. Followed by Alyssa Slotkin. Look at that. 4,740 people. They are excited. This is not by any means AstroTurf. This is organic. It's just pure anti-Trump. That's all we need. Yeah, they felt entitled to healthcare. We in the center want access to healthcare, but we must think of the most important stakeholders, hedge funds. Thank you, Josh Chevy Van. Thank you. He's speaking truth to power. We need to think about the health of hedge funders. Look at this, though. Majority Democrats is fantastic. They understand that if you want to control the tempo of the conversation in the American political discourse, it is not about improving people's material wealth or conditions. What it is about is that it is about blaming Donald Trump for everything. And then once you've done that, everybody votes for Democrat. And they realize the error in their ways because their companies are making a lot more money using AI as labor. And, we just keep winning elections from there. I don't have the playbook. I get paid to make it as I go. It's a pretty great gig. I highly recommend trying to get into the consulting business if you can afford to go to the cocktail parties, but they are at expensive places. I don't know. I don't make the rules. I just break them. So, if you want to get a job, hey, Zaza Zar, thanks for joining us today. Oh, you were in our last stream. It was a special one. That was a fun one. Today we're talking about, today we're still talking about anti-BDS laws in Illinois. We're talking about this new dark money thing me and my friends have going on at the bench. The bench and majority Democrats. As you can see, we're going over the Twitter right now. This is an AstroTurf foundation by some of my friends, billionaires, not quite Trumpers, definitely not FDR Democrats. They're keeping this thing propped up. So basically, the entire thesis statement that's going to win us the House is we're looking for people that we just want to blame Trump, offer nothing. That's the playbook, There's not really anything else we need to fix about this country except Donald Trump. And once we fix him, game, set, match. Here we go. How could this be AstroTurfed? How could majority Democrats be AstroTurfed? There was an article today in Lever that said that this is a billionaire AstroTurf thing. Reid Hoffman. Definitely check out the article. It highlighted some of my best work, which is the coordination between super PACs and political campaigns, which is unbelievable. I mean, especially when you're trying to defeat a progressive grassroots candidate, being able to just pick up the phone and call somebody on the campaign staff and drop any kind of oppo that any rat fuckers have done and just really bury a candidate that people like, that is the kind of stuff you need to be able to do. And I'm so grateful for the opportunity I've received from majority Democrats to do some great consulting work. Them and the bench have been doing fantastic work undermining progressive candidates harder than we have undermined the Trump administration's efforts. What the hell is going on? Claude AI. It's the ethical AI company. Oh, Liz Smith. Hell yeah. She's a dynamo. She's got so much talent. We are by no means keeping her propped up because she's not talented. That's not it at all. We swear to God. She's really really cool. Oh my God. This is a huge blow. Democratic voters agree more with Hassan than the party itself. Well, too bad they don't realize that the party is not the voters. The party is the super PACs that help the voters understand what to think. So I doubt they pulled the super PAC dark money groups because it's pretty hard to find them. That's how I've managed to make a living this long. Whoever's crying in the chat, stop making the Democratic Party woke. Can't you just be pro AI data centers and emotionally cut off like Alyssa Slotkin or Mallory McMorrow? God, Mallory McMorrow has everything it takes to be a great. The lobbyists are experts, exactly. I used to be a lobbyist. I liked lobbying. I did it for Big Tobacco for a while. It was a lot of fun. It was good times back in the Big Tobacco days. A lot of fun. I did a lot of uppers, and a lot of coffee, a lot of cigarettes. That movie, Thank You for Smoking, with Aaron Eckhart, before he started doing Saudi oil movies, produced movies. You may have seen him in Batman as Two-Face. That was kind of like my life. I would just eat steaks with the gun guys, the big pharma guys, and I was the cigarette guy. There was the alcohol guys. It was fun, man. It was fun. We were all getting married, getting divorced, yelling at our kids together. It was a good time being a complete slave to my career. And, I have nothing to show for it in the way of meaningful relationships, but my houses are sick. Absolutely breathtaking. I am rewatching the show Succession because the Rupert Murdoch family has asked me to go over it with a fine-tooth comb and see if we can't sue anybody for defaming them. It's a pretty good gig. I get to watch HBO for a lot of money. And, I've been watching it, and it's such an incredible commentary on capitalism and how you don't need to love people to be happy. You don't even need to be happy. You can be miserable and feel better than everybody. And that's really what capitalism's all about. It's about being miserable, but being better than other people. That's why I love it. I know that I'm miserable, but I'm better than everybody. So, it cancels out. That's what this country's all about. It's not about creating opportunity. It's not about, it's all none of the red, white, and blue hot dogs at Walmart bullshit. It's none of that. It's not that at all. What it's about is, it is about putting your neighbors down, picking their pockets, and reminding yourself through fleeting moments of validation that you are not as big of a failure as your father told you were when you were growing up. That's my version of America. That, and I enjoy playing Quidditch on jet skis. After doing a ton of sneeze with the owner of Benihana, Steve Aoki's dad. That guy was awesome. He and me used to get away with so much craziness. And Steve, whenever he sees me at a concert, he never throws the cake at me because he knew I knew his dad. And his dad was awesome. And he never really got involved in politics, which is unfortunate. I did some consulting on the Benihana shrimp volcano. That was my idea. I made about onion volcano, excuse me. Rocky Aoki, thank you very much. He crashed a speedboat in Miami going like 135 miles an hour. And he was so numb on uppers that hot dogs are way better. You're goddamn right they are. This is America, baby. Hassan is live. You should debate him about this article. Oh, Hassan is live? Huh. Anybody want to see us take on Hassan Piker? Let's see what he's got. Let's see what he's got to say. I always love Zazazar. Thank you for the request. It's always fun. Let's see here. Oh, what's up, Jim? Janelle? Hey, Scott Blue. Get in here, Blue. What the hell are you doing not on my thing? You have the link. Get your ass in here. Get in here. Connie misses you, Blue. I thought you couldn't. Blue, I swear to God, if you're not in this freaking thing, Blue, get your ass in the studio. Invite guest. Copy. I'm inviting somebody here. I thought he was going to be... I have Dennis Prager's birthday this afternoon. I thought that Blue was going to be there because he's part of the consulting class. He's got notifications silenced. I'm going to see if we can get some friends in here. Okay, good. Okay, let's see here. Hassan Piker, Twitch. Oh, I'm nervous to see him. He's a handsome guy. Let's see here. Hassan Abi. Boo. Coming soon. He's going to be streaming here in just a minute. Blue, get your ass in here. Reset your router. Good morning, sunshine. Get your ass in here. Get your ass in here. We're about to take down Hassan. We're going live with Hassan. We're going to be cross-debating Hassan Piker. Okay, got it. Boo. We are the consultant class here to cancel Hassan. Son of a bitch. I don't want to join Twitch. Losers. Oh, here. This is what I was talking about before. Illinois Human Rights Advocacy Protection. If you live anywhere, be sure to, I just put it in my chat here. Hang on a second, Instagram. I'm going to pick you up and put you in my arms. ICHRILCHR.org. God, I just put ulcer.org. ICHR. The Illinois Coalition for Human Rights is trying to get rid of anti-BDS laws, which would make it legal for the state of Illinois to divest from Israel, who is one of our greatest allies, who has been doing great work, helping us shut down some of the most radical candidates in the Democratic Party. And so they are doing a hearing on April 30th, and this organization needs as many witnesses as it can possibly get. So what I want you to do is go to that website and say that you are very, 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 very against legislation that would make it legal for people to protest war crimes that are allegedly taking place by the ally that allegedly got us into a forever war of choice. I don't know if BB was in the Situation Room. I don't know if BB was in the Situation Room. How could anybody know if he was in the Situation Room or not? How could anybody know? What are you talking about? Reporters? Fake news, but not in the Trump way. When we say news is fake, we don't mean it in the Trump way. Oh, this is one of my favorite guys, David Frum. He always comes out with bangers. Okay, here we go. Will Salatin. David Frum, Mike Young. Boo. I like David Frum's thoughts. Oh, here we go. Deferring pension contribution is the Pandora's box of municipal finance, where a seemingly harmless action unleashes a legacy of complications. Once that seal is broken, NYC will start the descent into the same liability-fueled spiral that has hollowed out so many cities. David Frum reposted a great anti-Trump Republican who we are trying to win over with further and further right policy. David Frum hates Zoran Mamdani, just like me and Schumer, my best friend Chuck Schumer. Historically, one of the most popular leaders in Democratic history, Chuck Schumer. Sorry, not sorry. Chuck is a hero of the Democratic establishment. And if you disagree with me, you can go ahead and throw it in the comments. You can try to debate me out of that point. But, And not only is Chuck the best leader of the Democratic base we've ever had, but his niece is His niece, Amy, is one of the funniest comedians in American history. She is like 10 George Carlins. Amy Schumer is a powerhouse. People say she's a Nepo baby. I don't believe it. I don't believe that Donald Trump helped her get a record deal. Oh, here we go.
The establishment messages. That's him, Hassan Piker. They should stay away from him.
He's scared. He's shook because Fox knows that Hassan Piker is a halfway crook. He's a communist, fake communist, because he's got Chanel glasses. He's got the ladies shaking their asses. But the Democratic establishment knows Hassan Piker is a halfway crook.
California, folks. We're live. We're alive. And I hope all the boys, girls, and MBs are having a fantastic one, because today's a beautiful day. Today's a wonderful day. Today is Saturday, folks. That's right. It's Saturday. It's April 25th. I cannot believe that we are already going through the motions, and the month of April is already over. It's this year has been slamming by.
You're
It's
getting
Saturday
canceled,
fun day
Hassan.
today, but we got some serious news to cover, as well as some fun stuff. Coming to you live from Stolen Tongva Land. I'm Hassan Piker, and this is the part of the broadcast where I tell you about my personal news about what's going on in the world of Hassan Piker in between the time period where I press the start streaming button and press the stop streaming button. So help me God, that is what I'ma do. There's a clavicular update.
Inshallah,
Okay,
he's
we'll
not
take a look at
dating
the
anybody.
clavicular.
The last thing that the Democratic establishment needs is a hot socialist. Oh, thank you for joining us, Jaws. You are doing God's work too. Thank you. You have to do glyphosate advocacy at the farmer's market. Thank you. Thank you for doing God's work. I hope to God that Hassan does not announce that he'll be dating somebody. Because if he's announcing that, we're screwed. It's going to make my life so much harder. Hang on, everybody. I'm going to log into Twitch so that way we can talk some shit to Hassan Piker. I want to make sure that we can do that, because I think it's important that we stand up to Hassan and the radical Democrats, the Democratic Socialists, or whatever the hell he is. I want to make sure that we can do that together. I think that would be a very special way to stand up to Hassan. For those of you who just joined, we are about to go live and do a counteroffensive against Hassan Piker's stream, because yeah, we know that he is bad news bears. I am just getting organized here. I'm sorry for the delay. But you know what? I'm not very sorry for the delay, because let's spam his chat. Let's get this guy canceled. Let's get this guy canceled like he canceled my wife, canceled my tie. Let's do that. Let's have some fun, huh? Where's my phone? Sorry, everybody. Sorry, we had to pause our stream there for a second. Where the hell is my stupid verification code? Here we go. I'm back. We're here. We are here streaming, canceling you. Hassan, we are here to cancel. The Democrats are ready to stop you, you handsome devil.
Speaking of which, speaking of climaxing, Trump cancels U.S. Islamabad trip. It's Saturday fun day. White House Correspondents' dinner weekend is upon us, so there's a lot of drama there. Arakshi to Islamabad, and also Trita Parsi will be on later to talk next steps. With Iran, Fun Reacts Gaming, get in now. You like that segue? You like that segue, dude? That's what you get.
Oh, cool.
That's what
He's
you
got a
get here on
soundboard.
Hassan
He thinks he's
Broadcast,
better
okay?
than me.
Why is that Chinese flag flowing behind you? You're not Chinese. That flag should be stationary.
He thinks he's better than me because he's got a he thinks he's better than me because he's got a soundboard. Is that what he's thinking, this Hassan guy? He thinks he's hot. He thinks he's hot stuff. You know? He thinks he's hot. I have to subscribe to this asshole in order to clip his stuff out of context and try and get him canceled. What is that, a $50 shirt? I thought he was a socialist. I don't even have my shirts because my wife kicked me out. That's a true socialist. You guys want somebody like that? No, I just can't even. I can't even with this guy. I don't even want anything to do with him. Jack Cotarella, him too. He sucks so bad. He sucks so bad. David Frum, an expert from my wife's book. There would be no healing, no return to who we were. I don't know. His wife sucks. I love David Frum, but his wife is boring. Jesus. My God, have you ever been to a party with David Frum's wife? I hope you brought some Benadryl and a pillow, because as soon as she starts talking, I start sleeping. Oh, Keith Edwards, he's a radical. So is Don Lemon. Now, I do like me some Scott Galloway, because he's putting Ben Shapiro in the game. And I think we're going to get Ben Shapiro to perform a couple numbers from the musical Hamilton at the next Democratic convention. How does that sound? We are not going to have anybody speak who has been affected by the military-industrial complex. That is not what we do in the Democratic Party. That's not something that we enjoy doing. If you want to be part of the consultant class, by the way, don't be on Instagram. We're on YouTube right now. We're on Twitch. We have graphics there. We have a background with how articulate Ben Shapiro is. Oh, let's listen to this. Is there anybody watching this goddamn thing? I don't know. Let's get some clips though.
Saying you shouldn't have him on. I pushed back for your Ben Shapiro comments this week. Let me just push back at you, if you don't mind.
Bring it on.
You said you appreciate his moral clarity and reasoning. I'm going to take issue. I think he's very smart. There's no question. I sometimes agree with some of the things he says. Not a lot of them, but some of them. Let me just tell you a couple of things he said, which sort of is why I found it a little bit disturbing. He called transgenderism a mental disorder. He argues that homosexuality should remain in the DSM as a mental illness. He's called women who have abortions baby killers. He said a man and a woman do a better job of raising a child than two men or women.
I disagree with a lot of what Ben says. This is Ben Shapiro. He grew up in a lower middle class home. He's so fucking smart. He got to Harvard. He is willing to acknowledge points. I love just watching him debate, to just take notes on how.
That is exactly the kind of simping we need to do for the Ben Shapiros in the center-right pro-Israel wing of the Republican Party. If we're going to steal the 4,000 or 5,000 of those voters nationwide, then we need to listen to Ben Shapiro. In fact, I'm going to be investing a lot of my pro-Cuomo bots into astroturfing the Daily Wire. Me and Scott Galloway are going to be making a sizable investment into that. You know, I know that a lot of people thought Scott was radical because he often calls for the taxing of the rich. But as soon as I heard his interview with Ben, where he was an outspoken ally of of my friend BB, who is doing God's work, then I just knew that was the kind of guy I want to surround myself with. So we're doing everything we can to get Ben back into the good graces of the YouTube algorithm organically. Wink, wink. We're gonna just make sure that all the bots are watching the Daily Wire, because it's important to us that Ben appear to be somebody who is popular. That's always been kind of his niche. He's a niche maxer. He really does a good job, Ben does, with debating. And when his audience is thin, one of his niches is making sure that he purchases enough of his audience to appear culturally relevant, which is kind of how he's snuck into some pretty prominent spaces. He really was kind of early to the whole bot thing, Ben Shapiro. He is a little dweeb. And if I had to hang out with him at a cocktail party, I would likely de-pants him and tell him that he's a dweeb. But he's useful to the moderate billionaires in the party, and those are the people I try and keep happy, and they love Ben Shapiro. The same reason that they love Donald Trump. I hate Donald Trump. I think he is a new money, gauche, chauvinist, misogynist. And I mean, God knows, I've had 9 wives. I'm by no means enlightened. But, Peter Thiel loves Donald Trump, and Peter Thiel loves the Democratic Party. So I'm willing to write a strongly worded letter for Chuck Schumer. I'm willing to do that to stand up to Donald Trump. But beyond that, I don't know how much more that can be done. I don't know how much more I can do. If you're on Instagram, we are going to be on Twitch. We are on YouTube, but we are not going to be on Instagram anymore because there's no picture. It's just a background, and I hate it. And I want my phone back because I got to start doing OnlyFans. Here we go. Oh, thank God. I love having my phone in my hand. Too bad no one texts me. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Republican extremists are big mad that the American people have turned against their failed policies. Keep the pressure on. That's right. Hakeem, we need to delegate our fight to the voters so our donors don't feel like we are doing too much to change the status quo. Love you, man. See you at karaoke tonight. I will have the Kid Rock ready for you. DC. Ha! I love him. God, I love that guy. I just hit banger after banger on my socials. Have you guys seen this? I'm so good at socials. I'm so good at it. If I was 80, 90 years... Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry, everybody. This is going to be the not safe for work portion of the proceedings because we're going to listen to Alyssa Slotkin here.
So I've been spending time in the Midwest, going to all these places, purple and red places, because my theory of the case is that if we can figure out how to win in the middle of the country, we can work that out on the coast. But what works on the coast does not necessarily work in the middle of the country. And I want to thank you for being...
Just for the record, she was a CIA analyst for the Iraq War. So if she knows how to figure out how to break down bipartisan issues... I mean, look what we did in Iraq. That was a swimming success, and she was an analyst on that. That was 15 years of shareholder value for Raytheon, Lockheed Martin, Halliburton, some of the biggest oil companies in the world. And Alyssa was a part of that effort. So if somebody knows how to break down sectarian division, it is Alyssa Slotkin. Keep going.
Being engaged citizens and engaged Democrats in places where it is hard. It is easy to go to a No Kings rally in Brooklyn. It is easy. but it is real hard to do it in the small farm town. I live in my farm town of Holly, Michigan, and walking down the street in a protest is an act of bravery. So I thank you for being good Democrats in a red place.
You're so
I've been
brave,
spending-
Alyssa. Jesus, she's so brave. She is so brave. And you know why? You know where I think she's the most brave is let me hang on a second. I want to pull up this clip here because this is, I think, the bravest I've ever seen Alyssa Slotkin. This was one of the bravest moments. Slotkin breaking points. Oh, I bet you I can find it on the on Elon's app. Let's see here. I don't like to say the name of the app, but let's see here. Alyssa Slotkin crystal ball. Here we go.
I don't really hear what you say if you are still supporting a genocide in Gaza. You have to at least cross this sort of moral threshold. What are you going to do? Because so far what we've seen, I mean, you voted for some of the aid that's been used to massacre children and innocents. You have backed Israel, as far as I can tell, from your voting record at almost every turn. You voted for a definition of anti-Semitism that would, codify anti-Zionism as anti-Semitism. You voted as a member of the House to sanction the ICC for indicting Benjamin Netanyahu, who you just admitted is a war criminal, by your own words.
Yeah.
So are you going to join Senator Angus King, Senator Bernie Sanders in saying no more aid to this country that is committing war crimes against innocent civilians?
Right now, Democrats own nothing in Washington. So
Don't play powerless with me. You're a United States Senator. There are things you can do.
Yes.
I don't really...
She did the right thing there. She didn't answer that question. She tried to throw the blame elsewhere. That is the kind of heroic stuff you need to do if you want to be the president of the United States. Look at Joe Biden. He would have won in 2024 if it wasn't for Jill Stein and the radical left. It had nothing to do with the deeply unpopular support of a country that has universal health care that we provide military support to, even though we don't have universal health care. It had nothing to do with that, okay? Now, the homework assignment for the consulting classes, I want everybody to go to ilchr.org/slips and make sure you support our friends the way that Alyssa Slotkin has. Thank you for tuning in on a Saturday afternoon. I am Democrat Consultant, live streaming while making a friendship bracelet for my friend Dennis Prager. He's going to love it. And I'm going to go to his birthday. So everybody have a good night. Thank you. God bless America. And God bless the center-right Bush wing of the Democratic Party. Thank you all so much. Amen. Where's my grandson? Somebody end the stream.